What's going on YouTube? This is CEJAMAN, and today we're going to be doing a little video. I'm going to be doing more FaceTime videos. I'm still going to be doing my regular reviews, so like figure reviews, but I'm also going to be doing a lot of like little FaceTime videos like this to tell you like my top 10s, whether it be movies, action figures, superheroes, comic books. So I'm going to be doing a lot of these now. Basically more to interact more with my subscribers. I think it's a great idea for me to get your guys' thoughts on certain things, or well, I'd like to know what you guys like. But today we're going to be taking a look at my top 10 comic book movies. Now, I'm not going to get into detail about every movie that I like. From like, I'm not going to get real like into specifics. I'm just going to tell you what my top 10 are. I'll give you just a little reason why I like the movie that I'm choosing. So we're going to start off here. Top 10 comic book movies. Now this is my choice, guys. This is my opinion. These are movies that I love, and that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to tell you the list that the movies that didn't make the list. That were so close, but that didn't make the list. Blade didn't make the list. I was a fan of Blade Part 1, Part 2. I liked Part 3. But Part 1 was obviously my favorite one, but it didn't make the list. Man of Steel. Man of Steel was a great movie. I really enjoyed Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, but it just wasn't great enough to make my top 10, but I loved Man of Steel. Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass was another movie. I've never read the comics. I had seen the movie when it came out on DVD. I ended up buying it, and I loved the flick. I mean, I thought the movie was really cool, very violent. It was just a fun movie. Blade 2 was another one that didn't make the list, another favorite. I love the Blade series. Another Zack Snyder film right here, 300. 300 was a great movie visually, had some really cool action scenes, but didn't make the list. Another one, this is one movie I really liked a lot, Captain America: The First Avengers. I honestly loved that movie. I thought the movie had great actors in it. I thought how they reenacted the whole 50s and everything just looked really good. I really enjoyed Captain America: The First Avenger. Hellboy. Hellboy was a movie I was late in catching on. I didn't watch Hellboy till the first one till the end of last year, and I didn't watch the second one till the beginning of this year. But Hellboy is a great flick, man. I really hope we get a part 3. But Hellboy is one that didn't make the list. I think that's about it as far as movies that were close to making the list. Now I'm reading off a list right here because I already prepared a list. So I'm going to go ahead and read this off to you guys. My number 1 movie, favorite comic book movie of all time. I think a lot of people in my age would agree with me on this one, especially if you're a DC fan or Batman fan. You guys are going to know what it is the 89 Tim Burton Batman with Michael Keaton. And looking at my battery time here, I think it's a little low, so I might have to stop this in a minute. But it's the 89 Batman. It's just a fantastic movie. Michael Keaton. It was just a great movie, man. The Joker, we had Jack Nicholson. 89 Batman to me holds a lot of like memories as me as a kid. I was born in 84. The movie didn't come out in 89, but this is my favorite comic book movie. Batman is my favorite superhero. So there's just so many reasons why I love the 89 Batman. Now, number 2 is going to be kind of a tie. There's going to be 2 different movies that are kind of ties in here. Number 2 is going to be The Dark Knight Rises and The Batman Begins. And this is a Christopher Nolan film. These were released just a few years ago. Dark Knight, I mean, what more can you say? Heath Ledger did a great job. Christian Bale was great at Batman. Aaron Eckhart, or I think that was his name, the guy who played Two-Face. It was all just great. The Dark Knight just had everything you wanted in a comic book movie. And Batman Begins, in my opinion, was a lot better than Batman The Dark Knight. I really enjoyed Batman Begins. I thought they did a great job in the origin stories, and the villains were cool. I mean, we had Ra's al Ghul and we had Scarecrow in the movie. But Christopher Nolan did do a great job in these. So that's my number 2 pick. So it was kind of a tie. Number 3, another Batman movie, Batman Returns. That movie came out, I believe, in 1992, again with Michael Keaton as Batman, Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, and Danny DeVito as the Penguin. And Christopher Walken was in there too as Max Schreck. And this movie was directed by Tim Burton. Again, this is another movie that brings me back to my childhood. Just a great movie. My number 4 pick, And I think a lot of people will probably place this higher, but again, this is my list. And but this is a great comic book movie here, and this is one that I think would make anybody like my age or older like a kid again, and that's the Avengers. Yeah, the Avengers had everything that every comic boy fan would want to see in a movie. It had every single superhero that Marvel, you know, it started off with Iron Man. Marvel did this you know, universe where all these Marvel characters they were going to make movies for, and they just put them all together, and they did a great job in doing it. I mean, you had the Hulk, you had Thor, you had Captain America, you had Hawkeye, you had Nick Fury, you had Loki. You just had so many superheroes in one movie, and it was loaded with action. It had some good humor in it. It was just great, and everybody pretty much got their camera time. They did a great job, and when I remember going to watch that movie in theaters, and I seriously felt like a kid. Like, it was just a great movie. So my number 4 is the Avengers. Again, I know a lot of you guys would have placed this higher, but I mean, I'm going by what I feel is my favorite comic book movies, and the Avengers placed number 4. Number 5 is going to be another Thai movie. Now, this is I liked The Amazing Spider-Man, but the one that just came out a couple years ago, forget the guy who played Spider-Man. I totally forgot his name, but I really am a fan of the Sam Raimi films. All 3 of them. Tobey Maguire, James Franco, and Kristen Dunst. I really enjoyed. 3 was okay. 3 didn't make the list, but 3 was okay. I'm not going to hate on it because looking back, it's still a fun movie. But part 1 and part 2 made the list. They're tied at number 5 is Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2. I thought Tobey Maguire did a great job as Spider-Man. I loved the suit. The special effects for its time were really good. I mean, though it's like dated now, but it's still a great movie. I mean, we had the Green Goblin as the villain in the first one, which was cool. He did a great job. But my favorite one out of the 3 is part 2 with Dr. Octopus. That movie just had a lot of action. It was just a fantastic movie. So that's my number 5. Spider-Man 1 and 2 tied. Okay. Kind of cheating a little bit on this top 10 list. Number 6 is X2 X United, or X-Men 2. Now, this is a great flick. I loved the X-Men trilogy. The third one was okay, even though they killed too many characters off. I still thought it was a great movie. Part 2 was a lot better. Had a lot of action, had a lot of characters, and the story was just great. And again, it just had a lot of action. It was just a really good movie overall. So that was number 6 is X-Men 2. Number 7 is Iron Man. Now, Iron Man is, I think, one of my favorite Marvel movies, besides the Avengers, but is my favorite Marvel movie that from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think it was the best one. The first one was way better than the last 2. The part 2 I didn't like so much. It was good, but it kind of dragged. Part 3, I liked it, but you cannot compare it to... I thought part 2 was still better than part 3, but I still enjoyed part 3. But part 1 made the list. Part 1, Robert Downey Jr. owns Tony Stark. They couldn't have picked a greater actor to play Tony Stark, and the effects for the movie were great. The action for the movie, the story was good. It was just, Iron Man 1 was just a perfect Marvel film. Probably one of my favorite Marvel, besides the Avengers, probably my favorite Marvel movie. So that was number 7. Number 8. Now, number 8. This is a movie that I enjoyed so much. Is The Crow, with starring the late Brandon Lee. Rest in peace. The Crow was just a great movie. It was a dark movie about revenge. It was a love story. It was just an awesome movie, and the way Brandon Lee looked in that makeup and everything, he was another actor that owned that part. If you guys haven't seen The Crow, it came out in the early 90s. They made various sequels that were nothing compared to Brandon Lee's The Crow, but I think they're remaking it as well. But if you guys haven't seen The Crow, definitely go check it out. It's a great movie. It has some good. It's just a good story. Again, I don't want to get into too detail in this top 10. I don't want to make this video too long for you guys. But The Crow made my list at number 8. Number 9, another movie I enjoyed as a kid. Loved the cartoons, loved the toys. Never realized it was a comic book until years later. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is just a freaking good movie. The first one was a little darker compared to the second one, The Secret of the Ooze. The Secret of the Ooze was another awesome movie, but that one didn't make my list. Part 1 was just an amazing movie. I mean, this is like before CGI and everything, so the people were actually there. They were in costumes. It was just good. It was just a good movie. I mean, it was like Splinter, I think, was like animatronics, and it was just a very, very well done movie that I think Michael Bay's version's not even going to come close. But, you know, I'm still going to give it a chance. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a great movie, guys. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have seen it. Secret of the Ooze is probably the better of the two, in my opinion, but still Part 1 holds like a special place in my heart, so that's why it made the list. So yeah, that's number 9. Number 10 is 10 and last on the list is, of course, Superman. Superman, Christopher Reeve Superman. Not Part 1, but Part 2. Part 2, in my opinion, was a great movie. Had a lot of action, and it was just a well thought out movie. It was just really cool. A lot better than Part 1. And I mean, we had General Zod in there. We had just a lot of good a lot of good scenes in Part 2. Part 1 again was the first Superman with Christopher Reeve, but it didn't make my list. I thought Part 2 was a lot better than Part 1, and they had various sequels that were not as good, like 3 and 4. Part 3 had a few good parts in it, and it was a little funny, but no, it didn't make my list. So number 10 is Superman 2. So that's my top 10 list, guys. Let me know what you guys think of my top 10 list. Let me know below what your top 10 is, your top 5, whatever. Let me know what you think of my list. Let me know about your guys' lists, and whether you agree with me or not. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to be doing more of these videos, and let me know what you think about them. Like my videos, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. But like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of more videos like this where it's face-to-face, more interaction with you guys, but I'm also still I'm not going to go away from action figure reviews. I'm still going to be doing those. Got a lot of good surprises coming with all that, and then plus October's coming, so we got the horror figure reviews, and just everything's going to be pretty much horror related. But hope you guys enjoyed this top 10, and we'll see you guys later. I got a lot more on the way. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.